West Virginia gets a clean sweep in football and basketball this year, and Pat McAfee is trolling Pat Narduzzi. Oh, this is so funny today.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I'm not alone. We're here with Jackson Johnson, and I am your host. Welcome back into Locked On West Virginia, baby. We're talking about the Mountaineers on the football and the basketball side of things today, as we're covering a little bit of Pat McAfee show action with Narduzzi and some things that he had to say about the Mountaineers today. How you doing today, Jackson?
I'm doing all right today, Paul. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing good, man. So obviously we had some stuff going down today on the Pat McAfee show. I know you're an avid watcher of the show, and we both love Pat McAfee. So I'm going to go over what he said to Narduzzi, and I know you have something to read, and then I'll read what I have as well. But yeah, so if you weren't paying attention, guys, before I get into that, thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, talking about your team, the Mountaineers, every single day. So today, Pat, obviously game day is going to be in Pittsburgh this week. And Pat McAfee, obviously, he's a paisano, as he likes to say. He's from Pittsburgh and decided to go into Pittsburgh and do the show, looked like from Pitt's facility. So, you know, he didn't, and he had Narduzzi on, of course. But he didn't let him get away scot-free. And he had this to say on the show. Did you hear about last night? And Narduzzi, he lied. He knew exactly what he was talking about. Yeah, no, I've been locked in. Like, you didn't know your basketball team lost to West Virginia last night. He said, I've been locked in and focused. McAfee said, well, let me update you. West Virginia, guess what we're doing? And then he started gardening like he was playing basketball. He said, we're a tough outfit. We're bopping. And then he acts like he blocks Narduzzi's shot. And, you know, like Narduzzi's trying to bring it back into the football game. Like, and McAfee just cuts him off. He's like, all right, we beat you guys. We beat you guys in football and basketball, basically, is what he's saying. And Narduzzi, really, it got under his skin. 100%. 100% did. Like, it was pretty joking for the most part, but this part it bothered him. I think it caught him off guard. I don't think he expected McAfee to go here for whatever reason. Maybe he just thought that it was a safe space I don't know. But, you know, I know for a fact that it got under his skin. And I spoke to a couple people in the Pitt community that cover the team that said, oh God, that he was hot about this after the fact. They heard him asking. So I got a buddy that covers the Panthers and or the Steelers, I'm sorry. And obviously he covers the Panthers too. It's just he's more of a Steelers guy, but this is a big game. So he said that he overheard Narduzzi saying afterwards to somebody, like, can't believe he would catch me off guard with that, or something to that extent. So I know he was aggravated about it personally. Maybe nobody else does, but I had this conversation. So, because he saw that we were doing the show and texted me about it. So here's what I want to do. I want to come up with a few things here because this is a clean sweep for West Virginia in football and basketball, but I also want to defend West Virginia because he said something that really aggravated me. He said, anybody can win one big game. It's about how you finish. That's true. West Virginia's finishing right now. We hope to finish against Arizona State. If we went out, which I know is a huge, 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 huge underdog for us to do, we'll be 6-6. And I personally believe, this is my personal belief, Pitt will be exposed down the stretch. They're going to get stomped by Notre Dame for sure.
Oh,
and then maybe they got a chance against Miami. I don't know.
Well, they'll win against Miami, but they won't win against Georgia Tech.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they maybe go 1-2 down the stretch if they're lucky, Jackson. So here's my thing. They can end up with 7 wins and we can end up with 6. Well, maybe they get 8. And it's not a big stretch to think a 6-win team beats an 8-win team or even a 5-win team, right? So let's look at some numbers here because there's a reason they've won these games. Let's just be honest here. If you look at the Pitt Panthers schedule, I'm just going to go over it really quick, Jackson, or do you have it? Can you get it really quick?
Let's see.
Just go over their games they played, and then I know you got some numbers on their strength of schedule as well.
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, this is for me and my money, like this was one of the funniest things I've seen this week because I really do think that Narduzzi's a classic. Just
here we go.
He's a good villain, let's just say, in this whole rivalry, West Virginia and Pitt. You got that ready?
Yep.
All right. Go over since the beginning of the year who Pitt's played.
Oh, they started off with Duquesne. They had Central Michigan.
Yeah.
And of course they lost to the Mountaineers and to Louisville, but that was when
that's the only two good teams they played, which I know we're not really very good, but better than a lot of these teams.
Syracuse has been ruled by injuries. Hence
they're not the same team they were last year.
No. And Florida State has just been utterly depressing. So it's like Tallahassee is not even scary.
No, it's not a typical Florida State team.
Who's scared of North Carolina State?
Same thing. Nobody
is scared of Stanford. Nobody's scared of Boston College.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally the easiest schedule. Like when I went and looked at this, I was expecting to see a couple games on there. Like, okay, I can see like why he'd be proud of this, dude. Yeah, they're beating the equivalent of Colorado every week, or even us. Is a team similar to our talent level, but I think we're more talented than some of the teams they played, like Boston College and Stanford, and like, good Lord. And then you go up and down our schedule, and it's like, okay, we played Pitt, who is obviously ranked right now. Obviously, we played Ohio and Robert Morris, but that's to start the year. Then it was number 13 Utah. Then it was number 12 BYU. Then it's a 6 or 7 win TCU team. Then it's a Houston team that's ranked. We're going to play Arizona State this week that's been ranked all year, even though they're injured. And then we finish the season with a top 5, almost 5 team in Texas Tech. We are not the same. We play a much more difficult schedule than Pitt. We played a ranked Pitt team and beat them. We've got a Houston team that's ranked. We've got 2 ranked wins on the year. One of them is you. So I don't want to hear anything about it that Narduzzi tries to take some kind of high ground.
Pitt's strength of schedule is 91st in the nation. And West Virginia's strength of schedule is 22nd in the nation.
Exactly. You got to win the games that's on your schedule. I get that. But let's not pretend like, because he said we beat us, if you go look at the schedule, and he said something that really caught me off guard, but Pitt was penalized 14 times in the game versus West Virginia. So he said, they don't call legal procedures anymore. Let me just say, our fans calls that. It had nothing to do with Pitt. Like, it had everything to do with them not handling the situation well. And the fact that Holstein was sacked 7 times or 6 times, that's what lost you the game. You missed a couple open balls early. I remember they had a couple wide open dudes that would have been bombs for sure in that game. Like, they could have won the game, no doubt. But there was a reason that they missed those passes. It wasn't like you had perfect protection and overthrew it. We were giving up those plays in order to put pressure on Holstein. And I think if you look at it with that mindset, it makes a lot more sense. So, that's just the first thing that I have, If you got anything else on that, Jackson?
Oh, man. Like, I've been looking at West Virginia. So that's the thing, though, about West Virginia is, like, they've beaten really good teams like Pitt and Houston this year. But there again, Pittsburgh, I'm looking at all their teams, just double checking to see if there's a team that's ball. Okay, Central Michigan is one bowl eligible team.
Okay.
That's it so far.
And what about us?
One bowl eligible team that Pitt has beaten this.
And what about West Virginia?
Oh,
I'm not sure.
obviously.
I'm not sure what Robert Morris's record is, honestly, at the moment. But let's look. I am actually curious.
3-7, unfortunately.
Okay, so they're not good, which makes sense. Although they did look better than they should have against us, that's for sure. Ohio should be bowl eligible or on the verge.
Sits and four, yes.
So they're a bowl eligible team. And honestly, that's an embarrassing loss for us. We shouldn't have lost that game, but we weren't playing well. We obviously Pitt's bowl eligible. What about Kansas? Are they bowl eligible?
Not yet.
They started out 3-1.
They're 5-5 now.
Okay, they'll get there. Utah bowl
eligible.
eligible.
They got to go to Iowa State next week, and they got Utah Black Friday. So that could be a little.
I mean, maybe they won't. I don't know. Utah's obviously
record's good.
Yeah, Utah bowl eligible, BYU bowl eligible, TCU bowl eligible, Houston bowl eligible, Arizona State will probably be bowl eligible, and Texas Tech's bowl eligible. Definitely not even close on the strength of schedule, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's hilarious, man. Like right now for me, it's like, come on, Pat. Like, just take the joke in stride, dude. 14 penalties, Milan Puskar Stadium, 8 Pitt alive. There were 6 pre-snap flags where there were false starts, illegal procedures, or what have you. So the refs weren't forgetting the rule book. They didn't let West Virginia win. I can't believe he would try to use that excuse. Like those are self-inflicted wounds, not, like the thing is for an illegal procedure or a false start to be called, it's pretty hard to manufacture that like a holding call. It's like 50-50. Like you either move or you've got too many people, you got too many guys on the line of scrimmage or whatever it is, you got motion that's illegal, whatever, pre-snap penalties you have. It's really not a debate most of the time. Number 3 is clean sweep, football and basketball. Like, I don't know if you saw last night, Jackson. I know you're more of a football guy, but West Virginia destroyed Pitt last night.
Oh, man.
In basketball.
That was awesome seeing that.
Yeah. 71-49. So, it's a great year for us against Pitt, thankfully.
Papa couldn't do anything about it.
And then it was just the fact that Pat McAfee would do this to Narduzzi in his own facility, which is hilarious. I loved it. I loved everything about it. And I think at the end of the day, Pitt has an identity crisis that maybe hasn't been exposed since they played us. And that is, I don't think they're that tough. I still don't think they're that tough. And I think Notre Dame and Jeremiah Love, Corn and company are going to run it down their throat. And it's going to be so fun to watch. And if Pat wins the game, or if Pat Narduzzi pulls that game off, I'll get on here and give him flowers, because that's a tough game for them. I don't see how they win it based on just the schedule they played and the talent between the two different teams, right? Because I think Pitt is clearly the lesser talented of the two teams. And they've got a freshman at quarterback that's playing really well. And that's another thing that Pitt people will say as well. This isn't the same Pitt team because they're playing a freshman. Well, this isn't the same West Virginia team either, because we're playing a freshman. And maybe your freshman's more highly touted than ours. But just like I said against Julian Lewis last week, I'll take Scotty Fox Jr., I'll take Dior Hubbard, I'll take Cam Bond, and I'll take our boys over your boys, because I can't wait till next year until some of these guys, Cam Bond and company, have a way to turn this thing around and be proud of the team. Not that they're not now, but I mean beyond, just a 5 or 6 win year. Like, I want them to do so much more. We got to get the break here, but big game tomorrow, Jackson. I want to talk about Arizona State, West Virginia a little bit, and then we'll jump into your world of college football. Right after the show, guys, I'm interviewing Fox Sports 1, Connor Onion. He called the West Virginia Pitt game in the backyard brawl last night, and he has some pretty cool opinions on that game and that atmosphere. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be directly following this show. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by our good friends at DoorDash. And right now with DoorDash, who delivered, guys? Time to look back and crown this week's MVP. Who delivered, powered by DoorDash. And just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash streaks, you save more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. For West Virginia, Harlan Obioha delivered in a big way. Obviously, he was 8 for 8 from the field with one shot that was tied up. It wasn't even a full miss on the rim. He basically perfect from the floor yesterday in a complete breakout performance with 19 points to absolutely dominate Pitt in the paint. When the pressure was on, Harlan Obioha came through, no hesitation, no delay. And if you've been watching week after week, this performance wasn't a fluke. Obioha has been really good this year. Harlan Obioha is on a streak. And just like Harlan Obioha delivered for West Virginia, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays with DoorDash streaks. You save every Saturday you order. Stack it up all season, and you too can save $250, including 100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday, keep the streak alive, fuel your game day only with DoorDash when the terms apply. Promo code through 11/18. It's segment 2. Let's crack open a Gator Dew. And Jackson, it's big time tomorrow in Tempe for West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be huge.
Biggest game of your life. Man, I'm excited about this one. I can't lie. I really wonder. I just wonder what this team is going to look like, the Arizona State, with 2 weeks to prepare. It's a little worrisome, right? Because the last time that happened, Kansas just blew us out. But, they do have Jeff Sims. He's a journeyman quarterback. We've talked about this multiple times. If you listen to anybody that's talked about this matchup, he's thrown so many turnover-worthy plays in his career. And I'm just curious, he had 292 yards last week or something, 250 yards last week rushing.
Yeah.
Incredible amount. 228, that's what it was. He had 29 carries. Surely he can't do that again this week, especially with Fred Perry hunting around. Mateer is the one that probably worries me the most, y'all, which is their tight end. He's elite. He's probably a second-round guy, NFL guy. Like, he's that talented. Raleek Brown is obviously he's just another one of those really good running backs in the Big 12 that you run into every year. He's very similar to me. He's kind of similar to the UCF running back from last year, right? So he's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of, scat back to him, a guy that can make you miss in space and can kind of change the game a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, what would you think? Like, if I told you a few weeks ago that West Virginia was in a position, if I told you 3 weeks ago after West Virginia won 5 straight that going into Arizona State, West Virginia just have to win 2 more games to be bowl eligible, would you believe me?
I'd be like, I hope so.
You love that for us, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Jackson, if Sam Levitt plays in this game, it's a different game for them because obviously he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and they were how close? What was the final score last year against Texas? 49-41 in the playoff.
48-41, I believe.
48-41, 49-41, one of the two. I mean, they were elite last year. Obviously, Cam Scattaboo he was the best running back in college football last year. And they've tried to replicate that a little this year, but they haven't been able to.
My mistake, 39-31 in double overtime.
39-31. Okay. So I had one number wrong and you had one number wrong.
Yeah.
But double overtime, they were good enough to go to the national championship last year. This is still a really talented Arizona State team. And I just want West Virginia fans, and I'm talking to myself here, I'm preaching to myself here too. Keep your expectations in check. Phil Steele has been right so often about all the games, and there's a reason for that. Think about this. This is a magazine mogul who has literally thousands of people that give him information about all this stuff. And he has an edge compared to your average person when breaking down games. He said that he would have Arizona State winning this game by 24, 25 points if Leavitt was playing in this game and Tyson. Leavitt and Tyson are not playing in this game, though. So that means West Virginia is right about where they are, which is, between 9, 10, 11, 12-ish point underdogs. Now, it was a similar type game for us against Houston. And what you want to do is you want to have a similar game plan to Houston, obviously. I think that, he was obviously a mobile quarterback, but not like Jeff Sims mobile. So, you're going to have to figure it out. If our defense can put up another big performance for the fourth week in a row, Jackson, I think West Virginia can win this game tomorrow. It's going to be tough because it's on the road. If this was at home, I actually feel kind of good about West Virginia's chances. As it stands, even though I picked West Virginia to win this game, that's just a gut feeling. Like, I wouldn't put money on it, obviously. And I think we can be proud of this team. They showed some big fight late in the year here before you run into two really big buzzsaw type. Arizona State beat Texas Tech, guys. You know what I mean? You know how much talent you have to do to be able to hang with those guys for 4 quarters? It's a lot. It's a lot. So, if West Virginia pulls this off, it'll be the biggest win. It'll be bigger than Houston by a long shot to me, because this is a team that is very talented. Houston is in the middle of they're a year behind Arizona State. But they're not as talented, I don't think. What are your overall thoughts on this game, Jackson? And have you picked a winner? I don't think we've asked you to pick it yet, have we?
I think I actually did pick a winner, and that would be West Virginia 28-24 over Arizona State.
Jackson Johnson for the win. And somebody put a super chat in here that says Jackson Johnson. And he's got the hand of the head emoji. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Baseball emoji. Yeah.
Whatever that means, brother. Thank you for the thing. So, guys, I appreciate you all so much for being in here. We're going to go ahead and jump into another segment in Jackson's World of College Football, because we have 19 minutes before we have Connor Onion on. So let's get over there and do this really quick, Jackson. We'll be right back after the break with a breakdown on Saturday's games. And this episode brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving away $300 in bonus bets. Whenever you bet $5, it'll make you holla. And if your $5 bet wins, go to FanDuel.com today and sign up to play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the National Basketball Association. It's segment 3. Come along with me as we dive into the wild, wacky, and weird world of Jackson's World of College Football, where literally anything can happen. You could fight a warlock, you could ride a dragon, or Jackson could just be right about every game and remember the games from 50 years ago that were called by the play-by-play players in every game. He could be on Feinbaum. He could be on a Rutgers podcast this week. You just never know where you're going to find legendary Jackson Johnson. Today, you're lucky enough that he's on here. Jackson, take it away.
Well, we're going with the Big Ten for Jackson's World of College Football, and we're going to start off with Minnesota, Oregon on Friday night at Autzen Stadium. And Oregon is favored by 25.5.
Wow, that's a big spread in that game. Minnesota's not a horrible team. Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Oregon to win it, but it's a big spread. I would probably take the points in Minnesota, but I definitely like Oregon to win the game.
Oh yeah, Oregon's going to chew up Minnesota like a chicken nugget, 42-13.
Also, you like them to cover the 25.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Ted Otson said no doubt about it. And we
Yeah.
start off Saturday with Wisconsin fighting for some bowl eligibility against one of the 3 unbeatens in college football, the Indiana Hoosiers, at noon Eastern Time on the Big Ten Network.
Where's this at?
Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah, no chance for Wisconsin in this game. This is going to be a big win. I mean, they're going to dominate this game, you know. I mean, it is what it is. They're so much better. If this was in Camp Randall, I mean, you give them a chance because that's such a big-time stadium to play in. I don't think people remember because they haven't been good. It's weird Wisconsin hasn't been ranked in a little while since Bickle got there. I'm actually kind of surprised it's taken this long. But, you know, Camp Randall's a special, special place. If you've never watched a game, I mean, most likely you have, but I love their atmosphere, Camp Randall Stadium, by the way. I think it's one of the best in college football that nobody talks about. So, anyways, yeah, I like obviously like Indiana and what Kurt's done is just truly the most miraculous thing in college football. It is.
Oh yeah,
it's the most miraculous thing in college football. What he's done with the Indiana program. You know, it's one thing like Lance Leipold to take Kansas and make them good again and fighting for bowl games and sometimes 8 and 9 wins. It's another thing to take Kansas back-to-back playoff appearances in one of the Power 2 conferences. And that's what Indiana is. It's truly amazing what they've done.
no doubt about it.
Take it away, Jackson.
And Indiana is going to win this one in a 31-3 fashion over Wisconsin. So they just missed the spread by a little bit.
Yeah.
And on Fox, big noon kickoff at Wrigley Field is the Northwestern Wildcats going up against the Michigan Wolverines.
This is a tricky game for Michigan. You know, Northwestern is one of those teams that they're like Iowa State used to be. Like, even when they're bad, they can give you problems at home. And being that this is in Wrigley, it's more of a neutral site game, I guess, isn't it?
Yep.
But, I mean, technically it's going to be a home Northwestern field, right?
Yeah, Northwestern's going to have their new home field pretty soon, which I believe is next year.
But, I mean, this is a home game for Northwestern for the most part. Have they been playing at Wrigley the whole time this year?
I think so. Like, they've been playing there a lot this year, but not in September.
I mean, this is a pretty good Northwestern team. They're not terrible, are they? What's their record?
They're 5-4 this year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They're capable of winning this game. I like Michigan to win, but I do think Northwestern can win. We'll keep an eye on that one for tomorrow because obviously Northwestern has been, you know, they're dealing with some injuries too, Jackson, and you know their defense has played extremely well. They've got a top 20 defense. I don't think a lot of people know that. They've held every opponent to except for Illinois under 30 points. So they really played well. They almost beat Nebraska. They played USC kind of tough, but USC pulled away. So, yeah, I like the team. I think they're definitely capable of winning the game, especially Preston Stone, you know, keeps performing like he has been lately. And then Komalafe, or however he says his last name, the running back for them is good too. But, yeah, give me a Michigan, obviously, even though I just talked about Northwestern. But I've always kind of watched Northwestern games. I like to root for underdog teams. So
I got Michigan winning 28-13 over Northwestern.
All right, we need to speed it up a little bit here. Jackson, it's my fault.
Minutes. We've got Penn State, Michigan State on CBS at East Lansing, Michigan, where Penn State is favored by 6.5.
Is that all it is?
CBS,
wow.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just surprised the spread is only 6.5.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go Penn State, obviously. I think they'll win the game. I get that there's like a lot going on there right now. But surely to goodness, Michigan State's, I mean, It's not like they're any good. They've lost to Minnesota, Michigan, Indiana lately. Like they've won, 2 or 3 games. I mean, I don't see how Penn State messes this one up.
Oh, yeah. Pitt State's going to win 28-17 in East Lansing. And we've got Maryland going up against Illinois on Fox Sports 1 in Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Obviously, Illinois is going to win.
Oh, yeah. Illinois is going to win 31-14 over Maryland. And we've got another snoozer in Seattle, Washington on Fox Sports 1 between the Washington Huskies and the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, Washington dominates.
Yep. Washington wins 38-14. And on NBC, we've got the Ohio State Buckeyes going up against the UCLA Bruins.
Give me UCLA pulling off the upset here.
I reluctantly
screw the Suckeyes.
Go with the Suckeyes in a 38-6 fashion over UCLA as Ohio State wins this one. And last but not least is the Big Ten Network at 2:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the Memorial Coliseum between the USC Trojans and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, man. This is a good game.
Too bad it's on Big Ten Network, though.
Yeah. You have to go with Iowa, I think, is going to win this game. I love their defense here. They're just every year they seem to be a good football team, Iowa. They're the most – you think it's a stretch to say Iowa may be the most consistent program in college football? One of them anyways, right? Like, they ever
know what they look like?
Are they ever bad? Is the question. What's the last time I was bad?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, they're just never bad. Gronowski's been a steady hand for them. Obviously, Kamari Moulton's one of the best running backs in the country. They've got an elite offensive line and a great defensive line, like they do every single year, and they've got shutdown corners. Like that's just what they do. Like this coaching staff has always held their own water. I have so much respect for the program. I'm going to go with them to win this game. I think they're going to beat USC.
I'm going to go reluctantly with USC in a 28-20 fashion over Iowa.
Is that it?
That's about it for the Big Ten.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining in. I appreciate y'all so much. Here's the thing, y'all. I'm not going to tolerate any disrespect towards anybody. You know, you can have your opinions and all that, but there's no reason to verbalize it and attack people. So that's just all I'm going to say about it. You know, like if you mean it as a joke, it's hard to get context through a screen when you're texting. So don't always know that. And I'm very protective of my friends. So I get that there are some people that like or don't like any guests that I mean, Troy gets it when he comes on, you know, other people do. And I get that. I make my own judgment calls. So, you know, I get that there are some people that others like more than others too. But, you know, I'm a very loyal person and that's just the way it is for me. Like I'm going to stick to my guns on things unless there's any reason really not to. All right. So let's get out of here. We've got about 8 minutes to go before I bring on the Fox Sports host. So let's give it a little breathing room.
Connor Onion.
Yeah. Called the game last night, Pitt, West Virginia. We're going to get his thoughts on that. Make sure you find Jackson at the Voice of College Football. We'll let him go through his spiel next time he's on, but he's on Feinbaum. He does all these different things. Make sure you're checking him out over there at the Voice of College Football Alabama channel and also on the Jacksonian. And we'll see you guys a little bit in about 10 minutes here on Locked On West Virginia with Fox Sports host Connor Onions. Make sure you're here for that. And I'll see you in a bit, guys. Make sure you check out Locked On Big 12. Drake Toll killing the game. Obviously, wherever you get your podcasts, you're here on YouTube. And we'll see you in a few. We're out of here.